event, I get to see a different person, interact a different friendship. I'm like, oh, I didn't know she was like this, or I get to do something.
After an electrifying 2025 campaign with Indiana Fever, Kelsey Mitchell is turning a new page in her career, but not one that many expected. Instead of simply re-signing or testing the open market within the WNBA, she has opted to join a new global women's basketball venture, signaling a bold shift in her professional trajectory. This decision arrives at a moment when Mitchell stands at perhaps the highest peak of her basketball powers. Her scoring is elite. Her influence inside and outside the paint is felt by teammates and fans, and her voice carries, both on the court and in the wider sports world. That makes her move all the more significant. In the coming months and years, the basketball world, and especially her many followers, will watch closely. Does this signal the beginning of a migration of top WNBA talent to a new global league? Or is this a unique decision rooted in the ambitions and ideals of one of the game's most dynamic players? To understand the significance of Mitchell's decision, we need to look at where she's been, what she's achieved, and what lies ahead. From rising prospect to WNBA star, the rise of Kelsey Mitchell. Kelsey Mitchell entered the WNBA in 2018, selected as the number 2 overall pick by the Indiana Fever. From early on, she showed promise. She had a sharp shooting touch, a fearless mentality, and the kind of drive that set her apart. What began as potential gradually matured into elite performance. Over her 7 seasons in Indiana, she became a foundational player for the franchise. Through ups and downs, roster changes, and rebuilds, Mitchell remained a constant, a reliable, high-scoring guard who could deliver under pressure. Her day-in, day-out work ethic and willingness to improve made her not just a scorer, but a leader. By 2024, the Fever organization had reaffirmed its belief in her. She signed a Supermax qualifying deal that kept her in Indiana, a move that underscored the respect and value the team had for her contributions. But more than just salary and contracts, Mitchell brought stability, experience, and a sense of resilience that the team desperately needed. That season, paired with a rising star backcourt teammate, she helped turn the team's fortunes around, culminating in a playoff appearance, the first for the franchise in years. 2025, career highs, MVP buzz, and playoff heroics. The 2025 season became a defining chapter in Mitchell's career. She wasn't just playing, she was dominating. Her scoring soared. Her shooting, especially from beyond the arc, was lethal. And her leadership was on full display as she carried Indiana through adversity. Week after week, Mitchell delivered. She averaged over 20 points per game. She finished second in total points across the league. She led the WNBA and made 3-pointers, draining shot after shot with accuracy, confidence, and ice-cold composure. But perhaps most telling was her performance in the postseason. In a memorable game, one of the semifinals, she exploded for 34 points, with 12 of 23 shooting from the field and 4 of 6 from deep, in what became a stunning win over a formidable opponent. She showed not just scoring volume, but versatility, heart, and clutch-level poise. These numbers and moments turned heads across the league. Suddenly, guard after guard was watching. Analysts and fans alike began to whisper the same thing. If there's a legitimate WNBA MVP, Kelsey Mitchell deserves to be in the conversation. Off the court, her leadership and commitment to community continued to grow. She used her platform to mentor younger players, most visibly through her philanthropic foundation, aimed at giving student athletes, especially those with fewer opportunities, a shot at competitive sports. She ran camps, worked with youth, and helped nurture the next generation, even as she soared at the highest levels of the game. By season's end, Mitchell stood not only as one of the best guards in the WNBA, but as one of the faces of the league, a player who embodied both the competitive edge and the social conscience that many believe should define modern women's basketball. A surprising turn, signing with a new global league. So when news broke that Mitchell had signed with a new global women's basketball league, one poised to launch in 2026, the reaction was part surprise, part admiration, part cautious excitement. The league, slated to operate across major markets in Europe, Asia, and Latin America, aims to redefine the structure and economics of women's basketball globally. With 6 teams, each carrying 11 players, the circuit is designed to deliver a worldwide, tournament-style competition. Perhaps more striking, reports suggest the league promises 7-figure salaries, starting around $2 million, along with equity stakes. For context, such financial terms remain unheard of in most women's sports leagues around the world. For Mitchell, signing with this league is more than just a career move, it is a statement. In her announcement, she called the new league the next evolution of women's basketball, sharing that she felt honored to be part of what she described as a global movement. Amid her statement, there was excitement and a sense of pioneering. This isn't just about continuing to play. This is about building something new. A global circuit that seeks to elevate women's basketball, empower players, and deepen the reach of the sport around the world. Already, other high-profile WNBA players have reportedly committed to the league, a sign that this is not a one-off decision, but potentially the beginning of a trend. For those who have long argued that women's basketball deserved a bigger, more international stage, the move signals possibility. What this means for Kelsey Mitchell and for women's basketball. Mitchell's decision to go global represents both personal ambition and broader impact. For her, the new league offers a chance to play the game she loves, but on a different stage. One that offers financial reward, global exposure, and perhaps a new legacy, not just as a WNBA stalwart, but as a pioneer of a worldwide women's basketball movement. Financially, the difference is huge. 7-figure salaries, plus equity, could provide long-term security and position her not just as a player, but as a stakeholder. That shift from employee to partial owner offers new agency for athletes long accustomed to limited earnings and little control over legacy. Culturally, the impact could be broader than just a spotlight on Mitchell. If the league succeeds, it might attract top talent from across different continents, veteran WNBA players, rising stars, international standouts, all under one global umbrella. That could fundamentally shift how fans engage with women's basketball. More international rivalries, year-round competition, diverse playing styles, and increased visibility on a global scale. For the sport itself, this could mark a turning point. Women's basketball has long fought for recognition, respect, and financial equity. A global league, properly financed and managed, could accelerate that process. It could offer players across the world more opportunities, build wider fan bases, and generate media attention that rivals major men's leagues. If successful, the ripple effects could be felt far beyond the court. More sponsorship deals, better infrastructure for women's sports, more visibility for female athletes globally. Risks, challenges, and what could go wrong. But the path ahead is far from guaranteed, and it comes with real risks. For Mitchell, and for other players considering similar moves, there are trade-offs to weigh. First, there's the question of competition level and league stability. The traditional WNBA remains the premier women's basketball league in the United States, with established history, fan base, structure, and media coverage. A new global league, even with top talent and serious backing, will need time to build credibility, audience, operations, and long-term viability. Travel demands could be intense. Operating across continents, Europe, Asia, Latin America, means intensive travel schedules, cultural adjustments, and increased wear on players. For someone like Mitchell, who has already poured so much into her career, maintaining peak performance under these new conditions could prove challenging. Then there's chemistry and legacy. Leaving a franchise where she spent her entire career, the one that drafted her, to join a brand new league might raise mixed reactions among longtime fans. Some may feel betrayed, others may celebrate the boldness. Balancing commitment to past achievements with future aspirations is never easy. Finally, there's the uncertainty inherent in startups. Many leagues, in many sports, have launched with fanfare only to falter due to financial, logistical, or management challenges. For a global women's basketball league, competing not only with established leagues, but also with global economic pressures, media saturation, and shifting public attention, the margin for error may be slim. Why this moment matters, far beyond Indiana or the WNBA. To appreciate why Mitchell's decision is important, you need to step back and look at the bigger picture. Women's sports, historically underfunded, undercovered, undervalued, are reaching a tipping point. Female athletes are demanding more money, more respect, more autonomy. Fans are beginning to demand more too. Deeper stories, broader representation, and more consistent competition. In that context, a global women's basketball league represents not just a new set of games, but a different paradigm. It says, we value female athletes. We will pay them as professionals. We will treat them as partners, not just stars. We will build an ecosystem where talent can thrive across borders and where players have real opportunities for ownership, growth, and legacy. For Mitchell, a highly visible, high-performing guard, joining this venture is a powerful endorsement. She's giving credibility. She's putting her reputation behind the belief that women's basketball deserves more than what existing structures provided. And she's inviting others to follow. If players, fans, sponsors, and media commit, this could mark the start of a new era. One where women's basketball is global, elite, financially rewarding, and culturally influential. Looking ahead, what's next for Mitchell and for the league? As she prepares to embark on this new adventure, many eyes will be on how Mitchell adapts. Can she maintain or even elevate her performance under new conditions? Will the grueling travel and global schedule energize her or wear her down? Off the court, her role may expand. With potential equity in the league, she could help shape its direction. Outreach, youth development, global growth, and representation. Her work with youth athletes and in the community could now scale internationally, offering mentorship and opportunity to players around the world. For the league, success will depend not just on star signings, but on sustainable structure. That means competent management, strong marketing, meaningful games, and perhaps most importantly, respect from existing basketball institutions and fans. If that happens, women's basketball could indeed step into a new golden age. Conclusion: a decision that echoes far beyond one court. Kelsey Mitchell's decision to leave, at least temporarily, the WNBA spotlight and join a new global league is more than just a career move. It is a statement, a challenge, a gesture of faith. It says to fans, women's basketball deserves more than sporadic coverage, meager pay, or limited national focus. It says to other players, you can aim bigger than you've been told. It says to the world, if given the platform, women athletes will not just play, they will perform, lead, innovate, inspire, and push boundaries. As Mitchell takes this step, she carries with her not just a basketball, but hopes and expectations, hers and those of countless others who believe the future of women's sport can, and should, be global. For Kelsey Mitchell, the 2026 season will not just be a continuation of her career, it could be the start of a legacy.